In this conference, in my talk, I focused on human rights, inherent rights, natural rights in classical Islamic jurisprudence, in Islamic legal tradition, and specifically with special attention to concept of hurriya, freedom in Islamic legal tradition. When we looked at traditional legal sources, specifically instead of using concept of hurriya, freedom, hak, hukuk, right or rights, maslaha, public benefit, or maqasid, purposes of the Sharia are more used instead of the concept of hurriya, freedom. And for this reason, I think, of course, concept of hurriya, freedom, and hak, hukuk, rights are very connected to each other. It is more, hak and hukuk is more used. Hukukul ibad, human rights, hukukul ibad, this concept is more used. And then after that, in my talk, I focused on Hanafi jurist Debussy as a case study, and Imam Debussy, Muslim jurist Debussy, indicates three inherent rights, God-given rights from birth, and he lists three very important concepts: freedom, hurriya, isma, inviolability, right to inviolability, and also malikiyya, property. And he says that in order to receive our rights, duties, and responsibilities from birth, we need to have these three major rights, inherent rights. And God gave us these three inherent rights from birth by force, he says. And of course, when we look at Islamic legal tradition, as I said, we have roots. We have roots of human rights, and of course, there are other human rights, concepts of human rights, but specifically these three human rights, these three concepts: hurriya, freedom, malikiyya, property, and isma, right to inviolability, are very crucial, and all other rights revolve around these three rights. And after Debussy, also I gave some examples, and after that, of course, I focus on human rights concept, and I said that Universal Human Rights Declaration, Universal Human Rights are not just only Western project. It is the result of theological, philosophical discussions throughout centuries, and cumulative human experience and thought should be considered, and also products of sound reason support revealed knowledge according to mainstream Islamic scholarship. For this reason, we need to consider all these, and there are universal aspects of this concept, human rights, and really we see roots of these concepts in classical Islamic legal tradition, in Islamic classical and traditional sources, and of course in today's context, in contemporary context, contemporary Muslim scholars, ulama, need to develop, need to focus on this area. Of course, maqasid, major objectives of Sharia, human rights, these concepts, human rights concepts, and hukuk, hukuk al-ibad, human rights concepts. In today's context, they need to focus on and develop on these. More work should be done on these concepts.